Lots more lives have been rescued. We lost 3, unfortunately. But what more can you share?
It was quite the sight, I have to be honest. After a day after the incident, as at the time I arrived very early, before 6 a.m. You could tell the people had still not quite come to terms with exactly what had happened.
Right.
The persons were having conversations. I overheard one woman say, "Miyem shishimi," and that was more than 12 hours after the incident had happened.
Right.
And she was still saying, "Miyem shishimi," and another was saying, she could have been here because it's a place they visit very frequently and what have you. And so that reality had not dawned on a lot of people. And this happened in a very residential area. When I add very, because right beside where the building had collapsed
People's homes.
The entire area had been
eateries and lorry parks,
exactly.
etc.
There were barricades. Some of the barricades were even placed in front of people's gates where they were stepping out and making their way to work and what have you. You had people's businesses close by and all of that. And
Sunrise
for a lot of the
3
people,
FM,
it was something they expected would happen. I mean, the expectation is there, but nobody ever really knows when. My colleague Armstrong spoke to a number of the students, the GHS3, who must continue to go to school because they are preparing for their BEC. The rest of the other students, they are all off because vacation was for either Thursday or Wednesday. And so because of the nature of what has happened, authorities, the GS rector as well was there, and they said they've decided that, look, the school continues to remain closed until after all of the rubble is cleared. And they can trust that the children returning will return to a safe environment. There's another structure, a much taller structure, which is like a 4-story, near a 5-story, whose integrity as well came up for question. And the GS director said, look, all of that was going to go into conversations. We had some of the JHS people say there's an entirely new structure that's been put up, but there are no desks there. That's why they've not been able to move into that structure. Reason why they continue to be in that old place. And that, I'm sure, will come up for conversations, and questions will be asked as to why that continues to be the case. So for a lot of people, very difficult to come to terms with in terms of what happened here, on Sunday.
Thank you, Mario. Now, we know that this building that has collapsed, if you look at the timeline between 2022 and 2026, the Accra New Town area, an old school building that collapsed during church service, 3 people confirmed dead, 2 females, 1 male, 20 people are recovering because they've been distributed across various hospitals or health centers, 37 military hospitals included. The Roman Ridge in Accra in 2025, there's also a building under construction that collapsed. About 14 workers were trapped, several individuals were injured. And we're just giving you a timeline between 2022 and 2026. In Cape Coast as well, you remember 2 buildings collapsed in a week, killing 3. There was one particularly about children in kindergarten and nursery school that collapsed, and this was post another heavy rainfall. Also in Anachrome in Adentan in 2023, 3-story buildings collapsed. A 3-story building collapsed. 1 person died. Anachrome in Adentan and English Amanfro in 2023 as well. We recall that a house collapsed after heavy rains. 2 children died in that unfortunate incident. Atasimanso in Kumasi in the Ashanti region in 2022 experienced a wall or a building that collapsed. 2 people died. 1 person got severely injured in that incident. Now we have this on our hands, and Marina, if you look at the structure, it leaves much to be desired. I mean, it looks funny at a first glance, and you look at the situation of the building itself, right in the heart of a busy community, a busy suburb like Accra New Town. And Accra New Town, for those of you who don't know, shares boundary with Roman Ridge. Accra New Town shares boundary with Nima. Accra New Town shares boundary with Jowulu, Abelengpe. Accra New Town shares boundary with the Kwame Nkrumah Circle area, Kokomlemle, if you will. So it's a cosmopolitan area, very integral in the heart of the city. And it beats my imagination how we left this since 2012, and nobody has touched it up until
14 years. Huh?
14 years. I will go back to the knowledge that I had prior to 2012 that the Accra Metropolitan Assembly was the one that encapsulated the entirety of Accra as a region. Post 2012, maybe 2016, we started the demarcations, Kokma, Lekma, Ladma, and all those assemblies out of the AMA. What I suspect is that this perhaps was an AMA project, and as soon as the AMA was decoupled from IASO East and West and all those things, they perhaps decided to concentrate their funds on their own project. Right. What did you learn on the ground, Marina?
What we learned was that this actually is Get Fund. It's a Get Fund project, because the majority leader was there as well and said that they were going to draw the attention of the authorities in relation to this, because then it means that there will be other projects
there
like
are
this.
Indeed other projects. If yesterday I had cause to listen to the watchman for the area who was insisting that, look, he had bought provisions from the rice, maize and beans and gari, and had his soups and stews prepared up there, and the building had collapsed and everything had scattered. And he gave an indication that he is not the only watchman. There are many others like him also taking care of such
facilities,
Get Fund projects that have been abandoned. And his key point that he raised was that even this had been roofed, and it still had this tragedy and calamity befalling it at this point.
What about
others that have not been roofed, have been left to the vagaries of the weather? That in itself is quite worrying. Prosper Nate is a member of the NPP's National Communications team. He's joining us in studio. Marina, thank you very much indeed for your time. We will get into a conversation with Prosper in a bit, but some more detail for you. The Engineers Institution have called for the Ghana Institute of Safety and Environmental Professionals have called for investigations to determine the cause of the disaster. They are also urging structural assessments of uncompleted buildings being used for public gatherings, and a passage and implementation of Occupational Safety and Health Bill. That's what they're asking for. I remember the majority leader also in Parliament, the Honorable Mahama Ayarga, yesterday, saying that the engineers must answer questions. Prosper, good morning.
Good morning, Johnny.
And thank you for your time. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, and it's good to be here.
I don't know what you think of what happened at Accra Newtown, but it's not so pleasant news, is it?
Not at all, not at all. Even if a life hasn't been lost, it's still not pleasant. But good morning to your viewers and listeners. I think this raises a lot of concerns concerning how we value state assets and state properties. Because looking at an instance where this happened to be a Get Fund project, our taxes were invested in such a facility from 2012, and it has been left idle for such a long period. When you leave such a facility to the mercy of the weather, you leave it for all sort of things to happen to it. And we are told that a church was occupying it for Sunday services.
That's right. That's correct.
From the image I saw, the top was roofed all right, and you realize that the down part too had it covered, but not fully covered. Right. Looking at how akimbo the property, the facility looks, imagine occupying the top facility. Looking at how covered it is.
The top floor.
The top floor. The very top floor. The weight will be on the the first and second floor. Looking at the pillars, these are not pillars that may warrant such a huge facility. The pillars don't look healthy, if I'll put it that way. They look very akimbo. And like the engineers, the association rightly called, I think it raises concern. We need to have a proper structural audit of all completed buildings. But I think beyond that, institutions need to also have a structural audit of their facilities. They need to have periodic structural audit of their facilities. Not long ago, we had a Melcom disaster, for instance, Melcom was not an abandoned facility. People were occupying it. But I think with periodic audit of such facilities, structural audit of such facilities, we'll be able to ascertain if the properties or the facilities are in good condition for people to occupy or not. That's my comment on it. Then back to the rail evacuation. I think we heard the news in the morning.
That's right.
In the morning. But unfortunately, I don't know what occurred before the team got there in the evening. And it raised a lot of concerns concerning how we respond to disaster.
In fact, the fire service was there earlier. They were the first to get to the scene. They explained that when they got to the scene, typical of our Ghanaians, many people were trying to dictate to them as to how to go about their work. So they had to then call on the police to join in. And then along the line, the National Disaster Management Organization joined in. And then they realized that, look, they needed some more support. So they called in the military. So that was the order in which they came, according to the fire service PRO, DO ACA.
Because for some of us who know that environs quite well, the NADMO head office is quite closer to such an enclave. And so even though there are district NADMO offices, we expect that when such a thing occurs, the national NADMO head office need to give the district the needed support. It's not enough for the fire service to report there in the morning. What is NADMO doing? Even though the fire service also one way or the other plays auxiliary role in helping mitigate some of the consequences, NADMO is mandated by law to prevent and manage some of these disasters while we're in there in the morning or early when the thing happened. So back to the issue, it raises serious concern as to how we respond to disaster. And we also need to have a public education and let people know that in such circumstances, you are not needed there if you are not an expert.
Right.
So when you have a situation where it becomes partisan, for want of a better, because Ghana, we politicize everything. You realize that a session of the NDC members are there. We obviously have a session of the MPP members being there, because everyone, one way or the other, we like human beings are very selfish. We want to capitalize on every situation.
Right.
And so once an opponent is there, you also feel that you also need to be there.
You need your presence there.
You need your presence there, because the affected family, when they are looking at footages or images, they'll be like, oh, when I had a situation, you weren't there to support me.
So you go there for photo opportunities.
Exactly. So some of them go there for some of these photo opportunities. So when you have situations like that and a session of the political divide is there, you also find yourself there. And I think it's quite important. I think that's what led to the officials there asking the former interior minister to
Henry Quartey
to exit the place. I think when it happens that way, you realize that he said the current MP is there. The other political figures of the NDC were also there. But if you have a situation where you're asking me alone to leave the premises there, it raises a lot of concerns. Then you begin to politicize the whole situation.
I think that what happened was that there was a cordoned off area, because earlier when the incident happened, everybody was literally in the heat, in the midst of the storm. But at the time when we sent Eric Mawina there in the morning, he went there around dawn, around 5 a.m. thereabout. They had started cordoning off the area, so that's when they brought the barricades to cordon off the area. And so unless you had authorization, you couldn't get into that space.
The space there.
And that was where the Honorable Henry Quartey was getting to, and then they chased. He had a face off with, I think, the NADMO coordinator, who was a colonel.
I think national security personnel.
And then he was not so happy about it.
I saw
he described himself as a goat. That he was sacked like a goat. But why would he describe himself as a goat? He's not a goat. He cannot be a goat.
Sorry, I think it's
the best in the morning.
It falls back to the issue I was raising. I think we need to all have a proper introspection as to how we respond to some of these things. We need a proper education. A corded off area is a corded off area. We all need not to go there. But when you look at the footage, you realize that others not in safety apparels were also closer to such an enclave. So he may have reasons to raise concern. But generally, to a large extent, when an area is corded off, let's leave it to the experts there
Right.
to handle the situation. When you allow it for the sake of the person being affiliated to my party or this someone I know, it raises a lot of concerns. And the experts may not have the full opportunity or leverage to handle that. Imagine the situation where how do you call it? Now they need to respond to Henry Cote, asking him to exit the place. And once he's exiting the place, obviously he might be exiting the place with quite a number of people who are also close to such an enclave. So they may be asking Henry Cote to leave there. They may be asking other people to also leave such a coded environment. So that precious time being used to tell Henry Cote to exit the place would have been used.
You know what happened? The initial responders, the town folks, were able to rescue 7 people.
Okay.
Before officialdom got there. That's fact. Fact number 2 is that the way you politicians have structured our systems, you have military people, you have police people, you have fire service, you have immigration, or national security, all of them, and then you create a security council in the district, and you make the MC, who has not worn a uniform before, who has not undergone any training. You make him the chairman or the boss of the district or municipal security council.
Johnny,
hold on a bit. That's the creation of you politicians.
But Johnny, when you say
so
that,
when the MCE comes to the place, he is the boss of all the security couples there.
That's fine.
Whether he's wearing what he's supposed to wear or not, how dare you tell your boss that he's not?
That's fine.
Hold on. I've not finished my question. Now you see, when Henry Cote was interior minister, he used to go to disaster sites without protective clothing.
Johnny,
so it is the creation that you politicians have put on yourselves.
All I'm saying is that
it is of the same medicine. Look, when power switches, MPP will do it to NDC people. But is that what we have to do to ourselves? That's the question.
Johnny, I think all I'm trying to say is that with the issue you just raised, when you stretch it, it will mean that the president, without any knowledge of security, becomes the commander-in-chief. And he doesn't only control the district security.
Right.
He controls the entire national security of the country.
That's correct.
And he doesn't have any security knowledge of, how do you call it, proper security knowledge, so to put it. He became the head of the security by virtue of him being the president.
That's correct.
So someone may become the head of the district security council by virtue of him being the MC or the DC. So as for that issue, when you stretch it, it may also have a way to affect the president.
No, but I'm saying, hold on. You can't just make a statement and just seek to go away. I'm saying that that is the creation that you politicians have brought onto us.
So if you are going to have a situation where the MC or the DC will not be the head of DISEC, it will stretch to a large extent where we'll have the president not being the head of our security architecture.
That will not be a problem.
That will be a problem, Johnny. That will be a problem. You need to have a president who controls the entire security of the country. You see, the country's security is as important as the country's economy.
Right.
You can't have a situation where you leave the economy of the country to the president and decide that you leave the security in the hands of other individuals. Then the country will be prone to coup anytime.
You know the difference.
What's the difference?
The difference is that if you are choosing a president, you are very careful. If you are choosing an MCE,
then
hold on. If you are choosing an MCE, the MCE and who is elected by the assemblymen, and if you like, the nominees of the president, right, at the local assembly, between you and I, you know how most of them are influenced and how most of them vote based on allegiance. What do you need to become an MCE in this country? Tell me. What do you need to even become an MP in this country?
Johnny, what do you need to become?
What do you need to be? You need a lot.
What do you need?
But
you need to meet the legal requirements.
Exactly.
You need to meet the legal requirements of the constitution. Right. You need to be a person of sound mind. I also believe that the MCs or DCs are also people of sound mind before they are nominated or even voted for by the district.
That's the assumption. Members. There's a reason Ekuya Donkor never became president of this country, even though she tried so hard, and she was very popular.
No, but Johnny, if we stretch, let's not divert from.
We're not diverting. We're not diverting.
The sound mind is for all to see and all to know. That's to say, if you are not a psychologist. We assume that by your conduct, one way or the other, you are a person of sound mind.
Are you sure?
That's the general. Do the president or the nominees for offices go to the psychiatrist to ascertain if they are people of sound mind?
You politicians don't allow us to do that.
No, but is that a requirement?
If we had done that, nobody would go and break chairs in parliament.
No, but is that a requirement?
On live TV.
Is that a requirement?
Yes, it is a requirement.
That they should go to the psychiatrist for.
They said he should be of sound mind.
Yes.
How do we check it?
So how do you check it? That's the issue.
So the EC should be checking it.
Fine, but that's another caveat for the EC to look at. But generally, to some of these things, yes, obviously the MCs and DCs are appointees of the president. But I think you mentioned the MC. I think he raised an issue that for some time people raised. Some individuals raised issue concerning the structure to him, and to the complaint has been on his desk.
Right.
As to why he has not communicated such to NADMO or dissect proper is an issue that needs proper interrogation, because I don't understand why a situation like this will be reported to you in such an environment. With all due respect to such a district, it's not too big a district. It's not too big a district where the DC or MC will say the job there is so herculean to him that he can't do and have other pressing responsibilities. This is a pressing responsibilities. Right. This is a residential area, and you have a property where citizens there have complained that looking at how the property its structural integrity cannot be guaranteed or cannot be ascertained.
Right.
All you have to do was to report to NADMO. Report to NADMO and leave them to handle that situation. All you could be doing was to ask for a feedback from them. But for you to say, yes, citizens reported to you and it was on your desk, to do what? To beautify your
Let's
desk?
listen to the MC who insists that the church that was worshipping in that facility or that uncompleted building had no permit. Listen.
When I came, I realized that probably due to the heavy rainfall, that might also have triggered the structure to go down. But previously, my works department, we have come to do our assessment on it. And we realized that since it's been an old structure, there are certain things we need to do, either to reinforce it or to totally collapse it. So this place, if you can see, it's not been a structure that we are even trying to work on due to the assessment we are doing. So it was just an unfortunate incident that it happened this way. Especially the church. We actually didn't know personally that they were running a church service there until one of the residents alerted me that this is what is happening there. So quickly I sent, that's about 2 weeks ago, quickly I sent my security to come and take them off the structure. And you know, the normal blacks nature, they started raining insults, curses on them. And I said, well, either insults or curses, they shouldn't operate here. So that day, they have to move. But if not for yesterday, I wouldn't have known that they still operate in there. But I can't say this is nature. It has taken its course, but we give thanks to God that the mortality rate was just a bit on the low, and we had many surviving. So that's actually the situation on the ground. I was here last week, Wednesday, and I also realized that. But if we could see this L shape, this one, the new painted one, that's where the kids were. But it was under renovation. So I think they moved them here to write the exam. But when I came in last week, Wednesday, with my works and my director, we directed and no, this structure is not fit for purpose, looking at it personally. So they shouldn't allow them to continue using the place. So they should move them, though it's not being handed over, but they should move them in there. So that was the directive we gave. We've given it to a contractor to work on it. Exactly. You know, some of these buildings have lived the test of time. So we've given it to a contractor to work on it. And then also, I think the same Thursday that we came in, we reassessed the building itself. So myself and the works department, I said they should discuss, let me know. If we need to pull it down totally, we will do so and lift it up. But if we can work on it for it to be maintained, then we will do so. So it's a total assessment we are doing across all these school facilities that we have within the municipality. If not the closer strike that they went, like by now we would have gotten the final outcome of the results. But they came in last week. So we are hoping that this week they will use that to do the assessment for us so that we take an action on it. this building has been there since 2012. And the previous administration, we were hoping that they would have done something on it, but well, I don't know what went wrong, that it was abandoned. But when we came, we contacted the Get Fund. It's a Get Fund project. So we contacted the Get Fund administrator, who was also here with his consultants as well, to assess the building. So I think yesterday I was here with him, and he told me everything was finally done for the consultants to come on site. But like I said, nature took its course. We were not hoping for this, but it happened. So works will soon be done on this structure.
The big conversation on 3FM Sunrise.
That was the voice of Rudolph Collingwood Williams. He's the MCE for Ayawaso Central. And we've been joined in studio by Richard Moribe. He's the National Communications Team member of the NDC. Richard, good morning. Thank you for your time.
Good morning,
let me
John.
give you 2 minutes on this Ayawaso's Newtown conversation, and then we will switch to fuel.
Yes, Johnny, so good morning to your cherished viewers, and good morning to the good people from Kwanta South constituency and the President of the Republic of Ghana, President John Dramani Mahama, Chief of Staff, and the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana. Johnny, you asked about the school is elementary. Newtown Elementary School.
Yeah,
DA Elementary School. I happened to live in that area some times ago.
Okay.
I think it's just close to Expo 67 Hotel.
That's right.
And Nassau, that area.
That's right.
I have a fair idea of that structure. That structure has been there for years. In fact, I used to stay around 2012, 2013. And that structure was there.
That was when your government abandoned the building.
It was a Get Farm project.
Under your government.
It was a Get Farm project.
your
Then
government.
has been structured there. But I think that the engineers has found it that it was not good for use. So they've asked the student not to use it. But then what I'm worried about is that the information I've also gathered was that they've advised the particular pastor in that school not to use the structure.
In fact, the MCE said he doesn't have a permit.
2 weeks ago, I'm told the police even arrested him, sent him to Kotobabi police station and released him. And just of recent, this happened again.
They released him on bail?
I think it was on bail or something. I'm very sure it should be on bail.
Well, he survived,
Yes.
so he should face the law.
Yes, so
then.
I mean, it's really. But you see, I've always also say that I've made it. You know, you read, the gods are not to blame.
That's
wrote to
right,
me.
yeah.
He said, ignorance made a cat to attack a rat. Because as a student, someone who want to go for salvation, who want to go and pray, looking at this structure, certainly, you must also know that this structure is a death trap. But it's unfortunate. I will not sit here and be happy that this happened. It's quite unfortunate that this incident happened. And then I want to say my condolence to the Bray family. I think that we have to get up and doing as a government, and every Ghanaian must be responsible of his responsibility. It's so unfortunate this didn't happen, and I believe and hope that government will take a necessary step, and the community must also be responsible for their life, and then we'll move ahead as a nation.
Great. Let me say good morning to Mr. Alfred Thompson of the NPP. He wants to be National Treasurer of the NPP, former Deputy Managing Director of the National Investment Bank, Mr. Alfred Thompson.
He's abandoning parliamentary?
No, he's now going to serve the party as a National Treasurer.
Controversial,
he's a very good mathematician. He knows how to put money together.
I know. He knows how to put figures
and
together.
to raise funds.
But unfortunately, his government sacked him when he was.
Oh, how did his government sack him?
Alfred is a friend, so I know what I'm saying.
His government did not sack him. His government did not sack him. You will vote for him, right, Prosper? You have a vote, right?
No, I don't have the vote.
You don't have a vote.
Yeah. I think probably before we get there, if I'm a delegate at the regional level.
Are you not a polling station executive?
Yes, but your vote doesn't extend to.
So it's only when you are about to elect president.
Please. Why do you want to draw
I remember when it was a flag bannership, all of you voted.
When you were voting for
did
your branch? Did your branch?
I wasn't actually a delegate.
No, not you.
I'm just asking myself.
Not you, but I'm just saying that when you were voting for,
I was a delegate,
when you were voting for a national executive, did your branch executives vote for them?
The branch executive for national elections?
Yes.
No, I think it was a constituency election.
But if you have branch and we have police station, what's the difference?
I think because of the reforms of your, that's why I ask, because I know you've done the reforms.
No, you asked it in a mischievous. You say something about me.
The big conversation on 3FM Sunrise.
Fuel costs are rising. Some time ago, we used to buy that 9 cedis, 99 pesos if I went to my favorite Goil filling station. Well, Goil has come back to be number one. Edward Abambire Bauer, congratulations to you and your team. But the fuel prices are rising. The Tema Oil refinery, the solution was just a stopgap. Moribe, is the Tema Oil refinery our solution, or is just a stopgap?
Yes, so you know the situation globally now, which some people will say in the previous government, we used to do politics with fuel with the Russia-Ukraine war.
That's right.
But fact of the matter is that the NDC as a political party was never said because of fuel prices shouldn't go up because of Russia-Ukraine war. It was then the vice president, the flag bearer of the NPP, that made an assertion that even though there's Russia-Ukraine war, they will be able to manage the fuel crisis because of gold for oil. So we then said the gold for oil issues were not feasible because we didn't know the doings of gold for oil. But today, where we are, Johnny, you can bear with me that the crisis that we are now is a major problem that all of us must assent to and must come to accept. Coming to power, when the international market the prices were down, we tried to manage and reduce fuel drastically. You can, if you go to the pumps, it was 9%, 9 CD something. And then maybe because of the other things we added, it probably 10 CD. But you ask whether TOR
is a solution
is
or
a
this
solution.
is a stopgap.
I mean, TOR is also doing its best. I listened to the MPA was Honorable Eduji Tamaklo. He said TOR is doing its best, and Ghana has a fuel in stock for about 5 weeks, which is a good news. So I think TOR is also doing its best, trying to refine enough crude to support the situation. I can readily tell you, and you know yourself that I know you are a fast-check journalist, that the Middle East issues that we are facing today, I was told that 20% of the crude that comes to the African sub-regions. But now, but the situation now is that because because of the issue, China doesn't get much of the crude from it, so there also much of the dependence on the central market, the world market, and so it has risen. So TOR is also doing its best to manage and then refine some crude to support the situation. And I believe that in as much as we are going on, and if the Middle East situation is going to calm down, we will come back to normality. So I believe that Ghanaians must bear with the current situation, and we try to manage it, as I said. But you see,
how do you want Ghanaians to bear with you when you were very vocal against the previous government, talking about incompetence, ineptitude?
No, Johnny, in my situation,
what is your situation?
In my submission, sorry, I told you that we were not against the increment of fuel then, but it was the mouth of the vice president by then were using his words to communicate to the Ghanaian public.
But you spoke about the prices of fuel when it went to 23.
Of course.
And the vice president at that time explained to you about Russia, Ukraine, COVID-19, and you said
Johnny, there has been the Middle East issues have been there for close to over a month now. Even though there have been increment in the world market, you could see that the government of Ghana has been able to manage the price of fuel as it stands now.
I buy later at 12 cedis. I used to buy it at less than 10 cedis. I was happy.
Of course. I used to even buy it as 9 cedi before. I also buy fuel. But I'm telling you that at least it is better off than we used to be. Unlike the MPP, Russia, Ukraine, fuel jumped up to 23% per liter. But today, before the NDC came to power, fuel was about 16 point something to 17. In as much as we have this crisis, look at the price of fuel. It's still a little bit better than before. We've been able to manage it prudently, and we are telling Ghanaians that this is the situation where there has been a marginal increment. Even though there have been marginal increment on fuel. So,
but the troubles in the Middle East have not stopped, and the chances that fuel prices would shoot up is quite high. I mean, if you listen
Of
to the
course.
expert, and we'll try
And
and
the COPEC have-
raise Duncan.
I've listened to COPEC and what
they said they will go up again.
because
So it's not marginal.
No, but it's a window. It's a window
That's right.
a price increment. That's why I say it's marginal. As to how some people will have increased it.
It's not, this is quite 9%. 9% is
it's quite marginal.
9% is not marginal. Is it marginal?
But Johnny, you agree with me that there has been a massive reduction. So as it is, we've been able to stabilize the CD. That is what is even helping us as it stands now. So it will not be as worse as you suppose it would have been. Imagine that fuel were to be 16.3 as we came to meet, and today this Middle East crisis has come. Imagine how much we have bought fuel today. That's
wishful thinking.
That's what? What
that's
is it?
Wishful
Oh
thinking.
no, absolutely, that's wishful thinking.
You are
But we have
that,
a credible.
It could have been worse.
But we had a credible government that came to power, immediately reduced fuel drastically from 17 to 9 cedi, and today it is 12. In as much as it's even increased, it is better off than it used to be before. And you know the situation in which we are. You know it yourself. Now the Middle East issues has given the whole global issues. Go and check the America. Yesterday I was even listening. Americans are crying for fuel increment all over the world. Everybody is crying with the increment of fuel, but even in Ghana, it's one of the best way of managing the fuel crisis. I know Ghanaians will be worried about the increment. I agree with them, but the situation is the situation. So I think that let us bear with government and let us manage it. TOR is doing their best.
How long are we supposed to be bearing with government?
TOR is doing their best.
How long are we supposed to be bearing with government?
Johnny, you agree with me that government is doing its best than it used to be.
Government can do better.
The government can do better. That's what government is doing better. When they say can do better, what does that mean? Government has never subsidized. I think that we trying to bring in TOR. TOR is to refining some crude to support the OMCs of what we import.
But we import more than we
of course,
try to refine.
TOR have just revived and we are trying to do so. It's a gradual process, and I believe that we'll be able to manage this situation and it will not escalate as it used to be.
Prosper, Tema Oil Refinery, is it the panacea or is it just another stopgap? Because we have been told that the thing, it will go up again. We've been told, but Moribe says we should applaud the government. The government is trying, it's managing. So Yakubu manage.
Johnny, I think TOR, I just cited a news article. I think the MPA boss was in your studio.
Yeah, yesterday.
And I don't know if it was yesterday or days before, but I think he made an attribution to the effect that TOR has been in existence for over 70 years plus, and it's not effective as it used to be. I remember when Anado went to commission the Central Oil Refinery, the noise we heard about it that they restore. Why is the government not investing energy in TOR rather by partnering with a private entity also for Central to have it? But right now we are told that Central is refining about 20% of our crude, and based on Central's production also, the country is having some buffers for oil. But you see, listen to Richard. I think it's a cocktail of confusion.
Oh, how is that?
Because at one breath, it's an international happening. At the other breath, when the government came to power, they reduced the price of crude oil. But I think since you are using Gore as the standard, he said they came to reduce the price of fuel from 16 cedis. This 2nd January. This 2nd January 2025.
2025, okay.
These are the price for fuel from Gore. I'm not seeing 16 cedis 30 pesos there in any of the 4 commodities there. I'm not seeing any of that in there. But 2nd June 2025.
Right. This is an official communication from Gore on their Facebook page.
Yes, exactly. But you see, he's saying that you can't blame the government because it's an international happening. I just want to remind him that on 18th October 2021, their communications officer, Sami Jemfi, held a press conference. And this is how he titled it: Kroma Yeshi, scrap unnecessary petroleum taxes. That was Sami Jemfi asking the previous government to scrap taxes on petroleum.
Right.
Then again, there is a video. He conducted an interview with Onua, one of your star stations here, affiliate stations, where Sami Jemfi expressly said that special petroleum tax President Mama introduced at a time the international market prices were going down, and they were collecting it, or the government was collecting it for only 2 years as a short-term measure to solve up our revenue mobilization. And so after 2 years, there is no need for us to have that tax on our books, and that when President Mahama comes in, he will cancel it. I have the video, I can give to your producers to play. So if you have a situation now where he said the price, that tax was specially introduced because the international price for fuel was going down, and that we needed to solve up our revenue.
Right.
Now the price is going up. How do you cushion the citizens? Already, when this government,
we have deregulation.
no, but you see, in as much as we have deregulation, when the deregulation starts, when he was making all these assertions, then we have deregulation. We did have it in place. Then again, this government came in and introduced the D-levy, 1 cedi on liter. In situations like this, you expect government to introduce measures to cushion the citizenry.
You say they are fixing your mess. That's why they have to collect money from the people to fix the mess.
Which mess? You told us that you are collecting 1 cedi to, how do you call it, as a measure for dumso.
Right.
Not necessarily for, how do you call it, for these petroleum issues we are facing. And that the energy minister, if based on your attribution, that they are using to cure our mess.
That's what the government said.
That's what the government is saying. Granted, without admitting. The energy minister on the floor of parliament.
Do you leave any mess that warranted they collecting 1 cedi on each liter to fix?
Which mess is that? Which mess is that?
But
we
your
collecting.
party has not defended itself in that. I mean, that has been thrown into the public domain. The tax is being paid by the people on every liter. Your party has not put out an official communication to say what they are saying is not correct, and that we did not leave any mess. So there's no mess to fix. So what they are collecting from you is actually not our doing. So far, there's not been any official communication to that effect.
The MPP was in government. We didn't introduce 1 cedi per liter on fuel. We had the energy sector running.
Right.
This government introduced the tax on the backdrop of a goodwill. We had party communicators and officials from parliament, our MPs, speaking to that issue. If for the purpose of the goodwill they were enjoying, they capitalized on that to have this tax in our books. This is the time to cushion the citizens. Governments do come in to cushion citizens when they need be. In 2021, when we had a similar issue, the MPA wrote to the Ministry of Finance, or Dr. Mustafa Hamid, wrote to the Ministry of Finance and
led by
the energy minister. And and the energy minister then.
Why did you say yes?
I knew why you were saying that. And
Dr. Mustafa
Hamid, yes.
And then to Kelo Foriata.
30th December 2021. 30th December 2021.
Right.
And this is the official letter. Asking the, how do you call it, the minister, asking the president through the two sector ministers, the finance and energy, to ensure that the, how do you call it, let me quote it right, that the price stabilization and recovery levies on petroleum, diesel and LPG be zeroed in for a period of 2 months. These are mitigating measures governments do take when the country is facing issues.
But when you did it, you were still taking ESLA.
We're still taking
ESLA.
So if we're still taking ESLA, but didn't we zero in on this? Did we or did we not?
For 2 months.
Did we or did we not?
For 2 months.
We extended it. It was extended in the official letter. If you have time, I'll just read the official letter.
But you went back and introduced it.
No, but you see, I told you that it was zeroed in when a situation happened. When they were introducing the 1 cedi per liter.
In 2021, what was the situation that warranted that zeroing in?
I think, how do you call it? There was an international issue which, how do you call it, regarding the price of fuel, and the price of fuel began to go up, or began to go up, and so as a mitigating measure for some of these issues, government decided to come in to cushion the citizens by zeroing on how do you call it, on this tax. It was as a result of this release that Sami Jenfi even granted on that interview that the 2 months is not enough. The 2 months is not enough. But if the 2 months is not enough, what is his government doing now? What is Richard's government doing
His
now?
government is always almost
to
selling on the floor.
Yes.
On the floor price. Almost on the floor price.
No, John. You see, you can't tell us that you are almost selling on the
It's on the floor, not almost.
Hold on.
Yes.
Hold on. Allow Prosper. Prosper, go ahead.
If Johnny today I'm paying 21 or 17 or 18, a price higher than I'm paying previously, and you tell me that you are selling almost at the floor price, but there are underlying circumstances. The underlying circumstances include the 1 cedi per liter you introduce, and you are telling me that you are selling at almost the floor price, so I should keep quiet to it. How does it make sense?
How are they selling fuel more expensive than what you sold?
No, I'm just giving a scenario. We are now going to buy fuel at 17 cedis. Didn't the how do you call it?
But we have not started buying fuel at 17.
Oh, Johnny, today's 31st December, 31st March.
That's right. That's
we are
correct.
entering April.
That's right. Tomorrow.
And did you see the release from Guo concerning the fuel prices? They will be buying at 17 cedis. We'll be selling at 17 cedis.
No.
Allow him. Allow Prosper. You can have your rebuttals, Richard. Allow Prosper. Go ahead.
You see, that will be selling at 7.
Also, will be selling at 17.
We'll be buying at 17 cedis
per liter.
Yes. We'll be buying at 17.
Effective when?
I'm coming a moment. But you see, when some of these things happen, we expect government to mitigate the measure by pulling off some of these taxes.
What do you want government to pull off? What do you want government to pull off with taxes?
For now, they can suspend the 1 cedi per liter on fuel price. For now, they can suspend it. Then also, the special petroleum tax, which Sami Jenfi said was introduced for only 2 years because the international price of fuel was going down, and as a measure to shore up our revenue, the President Mahama introduced it. And so, if you introduce it because the price of international fuel was going down and now the price is going up, it's only commonsensical that you take that off as well. Then there is another quote attributed to the current energy minister, and it says it's equally important. He was granting an interview on the forecourt of Parliament, I think to Ghana Web. He says it's equally important to put on record that Ghana is a net exporter of crude oil. Therefore, when the price on the international market rises, Ghana must benefit, and its benefit must be translated to the ordinary Ghanaian. So now that the price are being increased on international markets, be it as it may, going by his words, it means
looking for
Ghana,
the windfall. The windfall should come to us.
Obviously, it means Ghana is benefiting, and so if we are benefiting, the benefits should ripple down to the citizens enjoying it.
But is that not why? That's why I asked about the deregulation conversation, because if we have a deregulated system and global prices rise, whatever is taken as taxes is used to cushion us, and then if prices drop, we pay in some more to be able to store for the rainy day. Is that not the system we run?
That's what, yeah.
Johnny,
now, if that's the system we run, it's a fair point to make that, well, we are a net exporter of crude. So if the prices rise on the global market, we'll be making some more money. You want to see where that money is being put. Is that not the case?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay, go ahead.
And Johnny, this is the goal.
In fact, it's here.
It's here, so it's confirmed.
3 hours ago, posted on its Facebook page on Goal PLC, the blue ticked page. It says we have made an adjustment to our pump prices following the new price floor set by the NPA. Goil continues to lead with value, stability, and quality fuel you can trust. Hashtag good energy, proudly Ghanaian, value you can trust. And the new fuel price is effective Tuesday, the 31st of March 2026 at 6 a.m. prompt. That's today. Super XP, that's the regular petrol that you buy, is 13 cedis, 30 pesos. It was about 12 cedis, 30 something pesos only on Sunday when I bought some. Diesel XP is 17 cedis, 10 pesos. And Super XP is 95, raw 95 is 14 cedis, 35 pesos per liter. So those are the new prices that you have from Goil. And so diesel is what is selling at 17 cedis. But if you're using super, it's 13 cedis, 30 pesos. So it's not a blanket statement that we're going to buy at 17 cedis.
It means I wasn't conjecturing when I made that statement. I was speaking.
You should be having specific.
Allow him. So if I use a regular saloon car or even a 4x4 that uses petrol, not diesel, I'll be paying 13 cedis, 30 pesos. If I use a diesel engine, then I'll pay 17 cedis, 10 pesos.
But when Richard made the statement about 16 cedis, that wasn't even true. As at the price we left for them in government, he made it in a blanket form. He didn't say as to whether it is super, SP or diesel.
But I'm just saying that I asked him follow-up questions. So
no, but I didn't respond to that. But I think the bedrock of what I'm saying is that if today I am buying it at an expensive price than I used to buy,
right,
I'll obviously not be happy. The essence of having a change in government is for you to cushion or do things better than the previous government is doing. If they had not introduced the 1 cedi per liter, do you think the price will be selling at this rate?
It will be 12.3.
So it means that it's good you answer the question. So it means that to an effect.
But that one you allow me to talk.
Oh, allow me.
It means that to an effect.
Be wrapping up for me.
This is a relevant interjection. You see, so you are buttressing my point. So to an effect, the taxes you've introduced or you've placed on the petroleum products, which the minister on the floor of parliament told us that we will not see an increase in the price at the pumps, will turn out to be false based on the price we are seeing now. So it means that the tax you've introduced has a consequence on the price we are paying now. And had it not been for the taxes you've introduced, for example, the 1 cedi levy, will not be facing some of these things.
So I'm going back onto Goil's Facebook page. This is the 17th of March at 1:35 p.m. It says, Goil PLC, in line with His Excellency the President's intention to make life easier for Ghanaians in the face of the Middle East conflict, is pleased to announce a reduction in our ex-pump prices. This reflects our commitment to delivering value to our customers while remaining competitive in the market. Thank you for your continued trust. And as of 17th March at 2 p.m., SP was selling, that's regular super, was selling at 12 cedis, 28 pesos, and at price had dipped. They were also selling diesel at 14 cedis, 98 pesos, and super SP at 14 cedis, 35 pesos. Now, you want to mirror that with what we're going to be experiencing now. So 12 cedis, 28 pesos, and then 13 cedis, 30 pesos. That's just about some 1 cedi and some coins there. If you look at diesel, that's 14 cedis, 98 pesos, and then 17 cedis, 10 pesos. That's about 3 cedis, some more. Yeah. And then if you look at super at 95, it's 14.35. It's still selling at 14.35. In this latest one. So Super 95 has not changed. If you use that, you will be in good company. However, if you use regular Super, you have to pay a little more. If you use diesel, you pay much more.
Quickly, did I hear you say the president said based on the conflict happening?
No. So that's Goil communicating
the Goil,
and putting the president in there.
Yes, but Goil is communicating on behalf of the government to us the citizens. A war happening several kilometers away from Ghana is having effect on us. Do they now believe that assertion?
By Dr. Baumia.
Do they now believe it? You see,
but Dr. Baumia, you see, Prosper. It was Dr. Baumia at the National Theatre who started this.
Who started what?
By saying that how can a war or how can something happening somewhere jump Ivory Coast, jump Togo? It was Dr. Baumia who made that statement.
You need to quote him well and attribute it to us. So he didn't make a blanket statement. He didn't make a blanket statement. He didn't make a blanket statement.
What did he say?
No, but if you are referencing him, you reference him proper, so we have a discussion on that.
What did he say?
What did he say?
He didn't say what I'm saying.
I never said that. All I'm saying is that the attribution you are making to him is not the right attribution. He made it in context. What was the situation? What was the prevailing circumstance then?
It was a national. I think it was a economic situation, and he said, "How can they jump Ivory Coast, jump Togo, jump everything?"
It was his usual lecture by then.
It was no. If you say it was a lecture. Obviously it was. How do you go? It was a lecture.
And I was there at the National Theatre.
Yes.
I covered that event, so I remember it so well.
Yes,
I remember so well.
No, but you see, a war happening kilometers away is having an effect on us.
Right.
I think it's only proper that people admit that they made some of these things for the sake of political expediency. Today, we are being told that war happening between Iran, Israel, and if you want, US is having an effect on us. That should tell that Ghana is not an island, and we depend on some of these countries for our economic survival.
Richard, take a rebuttal quickly.
So we
I
agree Ghana is not an island. We accept Ghana is not an island. We all know that the current Middle East issues has affected globally, not only in Ghana, which we agree. That is why MPA, in conjunction with the government of Ghana, has decided that we would go for the flash floor increment, and then we even did current and future projections before the OMCs are doing pricing of the fuel at the pump. So we are not just sitting down of not managing this issue. Johnny, if you look at international market today, the global market, or how they sell it, if you go to pump, I don't want to go to figures where people don't understand. If you go to pump, like you go to the international market to buy in a pump, you buy fuel of 13 cedi, 50 pesos. Before the taxes, which is about 20 to 30% of it. So compared to what you used to do, fuel would have been about 30 cedi per liter.
Can the government afford? Can the government afford to take off the 1 cedi levy?
No, but so 1 cedi levy, what was its purpose? Its special purpose levy, that special purpose, it was for energy sector levy. We came to meet huge debts in the energy sector, and that is why we are going to defray the energy sector. So it has nothing to do with fuel increment. It's just a tax that has been put on our fuel petroleum prices to be able to manage our energy sector. So that cannot be. I don't think that should be the real situation of them arguing that we should take it out. If you take it out, how do you support? Because you came to mess up the energy sector. You know the situation. You have been one person who have been advocating on the ECG.
When you came
yes.
in government, I remember Dr. John Jinapo, now energy minister at the time,
yes.
He had a meeting with IPP, independent power producers, with the president. We spoke about the fuel reserves that we had and did not have, blah, blah, blah.
Of course.
If now you can boast of 5 weeks of fuel reserves, why are you still collecting the money? At least now you have stabilized the situation.
Johnny, which submission are you making? We are talking about a levy that we use to cushion the energy sector. So it has nothing to do with reserves. Nothing, no business to do with reserve. You know the situation. Johnny, you are one of the guys, people who listen and watch a lot. You tell Ghanaians the truth. You know the situation we came to meet in the energy sector. As the time we even came to power, the light crude fuel, by January 7, we're not able to sustain that for the next 24 hours. We have to manage, dip ourselves in other coffers to be able to manage the situation to where we've gotten until we put in the 1 cedi levy. So the 1 cedi levy is what we are enjoying today with the energy sector levy, which you know the situation. So that one is a no, it's nothing we have to argue on that. So I don't see the essence of that argument. The argument is the MPP is making, and the MPP communicators are talking about, is we should take off the energy and the fuel is increasing.
That's right. Is it so difficult to do?
All the situation we are facing today.
Is it so difficult
global
to do?
situation we are facing today.
Is it so difficult to do?
To do what?
To take off the 1 cedi levy.
But you know the situation we came to face in the energy sector. You know it. ECG, huge debt. They open, instead of operating a single account, about 24 accounts, and the money was siphoning. The price water fall mechanism was a leakage that all the money went off. So we needed this to make sure we kept doing so. And you know this, the campaign that said, the NDC has come again with doing so. Ghanaians came together to contribute the 1 cedi per liter to be able to pay our energy sector debt.
But if we are paying all of that and our lights keep going off, shouldn't we be asking questions?
Johnny,
yes.
Do we really have light situation, or apart from the routine maintenance we are doing? Which the energy minister?
How long is
the energy minister
said going to take?
For the past 8 years, they haven't done maintenance on our transformers.
Oh, but Napo said
you know that one was a lie.
How is his a lie and yours is not a lie?
But you've seen the current energy minister proclaim about 1,500 transformers. There have been installation in some areas, even your area.
So bottom line is that you will not take off the 1 cedi.
Until we finish payment of the energy sector levy, which is a period when the finance minister went with a special certificate of agency to Parliament. He told Ghanaians that is a period when we settle all our debt that is owed. The huge debt, the
How
MPP.
much is this
the
debt
huge,
that we
I think
continue
I
paying
will
and
do
we
the
never
The
finish?
huge debt.
MPP comes, legacy debt, NDC
the
comes,
huge
legacy
debt,
debt.
the MPP
The
has
Ghanaian
incurred.
people are tired. How much more
The
money
Ghanaian
do we have
people
to
know.
pay?
The Ghanaian people know the mismanagement of the MPP and in the energy sector under the government for 8 years, and you are ready to pay that
I hear
for
you.
us to solve this
Johnny,
problem
Prosper.
once and for all.
Prosper, take 2 minutes so we can wrap up.
A man is as good as his words and is as credible as what he stands for.
Sunrise on 3FM.
If in
The
passage of
best in the
this
morning.
1 cedi per liter, the energy minister told us that no matter the circumstances, we are not going to see an increase in the price of fuel at the pumps. And now we are seeing an increase. It
Right.
means his credibility is on the line. We can't trust him for that.
That was before
He-
Trump declared war.
Oh, but John, he said no matter the circumstance.
No matter the circumstance.
Yeah, no matter the circumstance, no matter the circumstances,
even in
no,
war-
no matter the circumstances, no matter the circumstance. And he
Even
even
in
went,
war,
he even,
we should be
he even
free.
went on to say we should applaud their economic quagmire. He used the word quagmire, and he said Ato is forcing, Mahama is doing well. He went on and on. When he raised issue about Napo, he has his doubt. He has his doubt, but he wants us to believe his issue. He's doubting if truly there is doom. So this Loresha Abna Ura, popularly known as Princess Law.
Right.
She says, that was yesterday. ECG, I think the naked demonstration must come on. I am tired from 9 a.m. at then. This was in the evening. For someone to post, an NDC member, and you know it very well, for someone to post that
On Facebook.
that a naked demonstration will happen, it means that it wasn't a one-off situation. It's something that has been happening. And I know to you, for like 2 weeks, last 2 weeks, I slept in darkness for 6 days.
Hey, where?
I slept in
Where,
darkness
area?
area. At La Paz. I don't know to you. I may not give the specific area I stay for
security reasons.
Yes, for 2 weeks.
But La Paz.
Yes, and
2
Johnny,
weeks.
Yes, and Johnny.
6 weeks, 6 days or 2 weeks.
6 days. For 6 days. I learned to you. Last 2 weeks. The situation we are facing with the how do you call it, the light situation.
Was it
is
a
that-
localized fault?
I'm how do you call it? I'm explaining.
Okay.
You have a situation where they may not turn the light off, how do you call it, necessarily for some time. You may have it in a how do you call it, in a low voltage.
Low current.
Popularly known as low current. So
Right.
you may not complain how do you call it, that is how do you call it, is doom so. I was experiencing that, thinking, oh, it was a normal phenomenon. Then suddenly it went off.
In the morning.
It went off. I learn not you. Those who are listening and who stay in the same environs like I do, will attest to it.
The La Paz area.
The La Paz area. The La Paz area. But you see, he is talking about energy sector. You are still collecting ESLA. Aren't they? They are still collecting ESLA. You've increased the how do you call it, the tariff on electricity. All in an attempt to mitigate some of these measures. Then he talks about you open various accounts and people were siphoning money. You've been in government for more than 50 months or 50 months or so.
Oral should work, eh?
Oral should work. And you see, I think consequently, they chose the word oral very well.
Why?
You
Tell me.
know, oral means something verbal, talk.
Yes.
And talk without action is just talk. So that's what they are doing. They've just been talking without action. Oral means talk. So they are just verbalizing everything and anything. And John, you believe that a government will come in and people were deliberately siphoning money from the state coffers, from ECG accounts. People have opened several accounts. And people have been left off the hook. It's two things. It's either you are lying or you are complicit in it. It's either you are lying or you are complicit in it. And so for the government to keep drumming it that, how do you call it, people have siphoned money from ECG accounts and that they've opened several accounts. See, you hear it and you'll be tired. People are tired of these things. In as much as I belong to MPP, if any previous appointee of the Nanado administration is found wanting by the law and truly the person has committed any crime, take the person through the right process and make sure the person accounts for it. But don't come here in studio and be telling us that people opened several accounts for ECG and they were deliberately siphoning money from it. And you are here doing nothing. It's the same thing with the container issue. They told us 2,500 containers were missing from the port. What happened to that? What happened to that issue as well? So you see, the talk is become too much. The talk has become too much. Aura is basically what they are doing, verbalizing the whole situation. I think people didn't pay attention to the word aura. People didn't pay attention to the word aura. They are basically talking. Enough of the talking. we want to see action.
Okay.
They should
But
suspend.
Johnny,
They should
you know-
suspend. They should suspend the 1 cedi per liter on the fuel. That's why when they were passing it, the minority raised an issue that there should be a sunset clause in it. There should be a sunset clause in the passage of that levy. They refused. Every government needs to cushion the people,
Okay.
irrespective
Johnny,
of whether
I hear
price
you.
floor,
I hear
price
you.
ceiling.
Johnny,
What
I hear
it
you.
matters that
Johnny,
if now I'm paying more,
I am-
I'm to
I
pay
am-
more than
I am-
previous
we-
one.
we
It
have to
doesn't
go.
make sense
I
to
am,
me.
I am very happy.
Yeah.
He says if any MPP member is found wanting by the law, he will not support.
But
But,
the-
it's
but-
your
yes,
members
but-
of
but- no,
parliament.
but I just said the
your
person should
members
go
of
through the right
parliament.
process. The person should go through the right process.
When
The person should
Chamahun
go-
to me was arrested, your members of parliament boycott parliament. They were in parliament. See, they were at Yoko. Don't worry. You see, Johnny, the democracy in which we are practicing today in Ghana, it is not a kangaroo democracy. We in NDC brought the 1992 constitution. We need democracy.
NDC
Don't
didn't-
worry.
NDC didn't bring
Don't
1992
worry.
constitution.
Don't worry at all.
NDC didn't bring
We will
1992
make sure.
constitution.
Johnny,
I think
don't
it's,
worry.
it's proper to also
We will
state that
certify
the reason
Ghanaians.
why the minority
Please
went
hold
to
on.
Yoko
We will
was
certify
the onerous
Ghanaians
tax
with
they placed on
everything.
Chamahun to miss.
Nobody thinks, Johnny,
to miss
the bill
bill.
I can
Yes, it's
Johnny,
not, it wasn't just because
I can assure
Chamahun
you,
was
as a
arrested.
government spokesperson, per where I sit, I can assure you and every Ghanaian listening this morning that nobody under the MPP that has been found corrupted will go escort free.
1 year, 3 months.
Don't
4
worry,
months.
the law has its own way of management.
Johnny,
Don't
You
worry.
say you are talking. You are
You
talking.
will
It's
say
oral.
don't worry, Johnny.
It's oral.
Don't
Oral.
worry.
They are verbalizing it.
I am saying that.
When we're in school, when we're in
Every
school,
Ghanaian-
when you are going to do oral,
every Ghanaian will
what
get
they do? They play the tape for
Yes,
you.
yes.
You just listen. So what he's doing
He
here
shot the
is
girl.
something that something that
Johnny,
they
but
do here.
how many MPP?
He's playing it
How
to
many
us.
MPP apprentices are standing trial for you?
No, as for
How many
trial,
of them are
as for
standing
trial,
trial?
as for trial, you can stand trial.
We-
Atofosi was standing trial.
We don't. So okay, don't
Atofosi
worry.
was standing trial. As for trial, you can stand trial. But it's for the court to convict you that truly you did something wrong.
Okay.
If it's about standing trial, then people can
But
stand trial.
you think that if you don't
Johnny,
have evidence, we'll go to court?
Johnny, what does it take for people to stand trial?
I am not a lawyer.
No. What does it take for people to
Of
stand
course,
trial?
I'm saying
Once
that
you are a
worry.
state prosecutor and you feel you can take someone on, you take the person on. You
I
can
don't
take the
know.
person on. We are here. You are
Johnny,
still talking.
You will are the same person that he will come and sit here and cry foul that the NDC have convicted. He is your appointee.
How-
You will be the same
how-
person.
how- how-
And
how-
it will
how-
be-
how- how-
it will be
gentlemen.
political witch hunting.
It's okay.
A quick question.
It's okay.
When the NCA case, the previous opposition, the Mama, when they were
Yes.
convicted, did he
Bafoboni
cry?
and the rest.
Yes, did he cry? He didn't cry because he realized that the law was acting. In all this, I'm saying, I gave a caveat: let the law work. Take the people through the right process,
Okay.
not necessarily placing a onerous how do you call it, bail condition
Okay,
on.
I hear you.
Otuado.
Otuado is gone.
Otuado is gone.
Yeah, are you happy? Are you not?
Johnny, one thing about me is that I don't know much about football though.
Okay, but you
But-
know that we
but-
had a coach who was not helping us.
Yes, I'm told the coach was not helping.
Yes.
I didn't watch the
You
match.
there,
though.
you were not interested.
No.
Okay.
But I'm told, I think that the management may know better. What I know, the only coach I've ever followed in my life was Milo,
right,
and,
right,
and then
That was 2010.
and the Otofista.
Yeah, Otofista.
So since then, after the Asamajans World Cup, this and I have never taken my time to watch.
Asamajan broke your heart and
Of
changed
course,
your course
it
from
was
football.
it was a hectic day in my life actually. Look, I gave all my life, my soul, my spirit to Black Star that day, and so since then I've not followed. But I think that Black Stars have always have these issues of sacking coach, bringing coach, who become whatever. But I believe what I want to say, the World Cup we are going, let us be prepared.
Okay.
Look, I am from Kwantasaf.
Right.
Bunache precisely. Johnny,
The best
growing up
in
as
the
a,
morning
as
is
a
on
child,
92.7
if not by the grace of Jim
Sunrise
Carter,
on
I would have been
3FM.
amputated.
Okay.
You know why?
No.
Potable water for people to drink, we are not getting.
I hear you.
Good road, we are not getting.
I hear
So
you.
investing huge in football and come out with a broken heart is like hell to me.
I hear you. Nati.
Coach Otuado, you know he was a scout trainer for Dortmund in Germany.
Yes.
And we played a match in Germany. So it was a way of saying, Chairman, stay here and don't come back home.
Yeah, I think
And I
Ronaldo
think-
appointed him when he won that match. I remember that one. He said, come home, you are not going
He's
back.
finding a way of bringing,
Yes,
politics in.
No, I just remember that.
Let's talk football.
Johnny,
Yes.
quickly two things. There is a video, and I'm sure you've seen it, video that surfaced, and I think it was Sam George, who said the performance of the Black Stars is a reflection of the government.
Yes,
it makes sense now.
With Bright.
Yes, it makes sense now.
It does.
It does,
but you were just talking about not bringing politics. That's
no,
what you are doing.
No,
you are appropriating and reprobating. That's a famous phrase of the
Baba, we are talking football. We are talking the sack of this thing. I think they didn't give much reason as to why Otuado was sacked. We need to know.
We have to
need to know because 3 months or so to such a
major
the glamorous tournament of the world football happening, and you sack your coach. I think we
need to know. Thank you.
Know.
Prosper Nate is a member of the MPP's national communications team. Richard Morebe is also a member of the NDC's national communications team. Gentlemen, thank you very much indeed for your time. We'll take a quick break. We'll return birthdays, and then we will hug ourselves goodbye and see you tomorrow.
Accra, it's time! Celebrate Easter with Kitia and enjoy 25% off store-wide and up to 50% off selected items from April 1. Visit Kitia at Sprintesh Road or follow at Kitia Ghana on Instagram. Accra, it's time! Celebrate Easter with Kitia and enjoy 25% off store-wide and up to 50% off selected items from April 1. Visit Kitia at Sprintesh Road or follow at Kitia Ghana on Instagram.
Thank you very much indeed for joining us. It's now time for birthdays. If it's your birthday today, we wish you a happy birthday and long life and prosperity to you and yours as well. Happy birthday to you, and we wish you the best of life.
Accra, it's time! Celebrate Easter with Kitia and enjoy 25% off store.